Hello and welcome, my Cancerian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs and cross-watchers. Welcome to your Timeless Shadow reading. I am your reader, Mark-Angela Lyons, Mal for short. I am a professional witch, a professional intuitive, president of Drawing the Circle Productions since 1998, author of 2 different books with a third one in progress at the time of this timeless recording. The first one is called Spell Ingredients from a professional witch. The second one is called Words of Grace from a professional witch, and there is a Kindle version available of Words of Grace and a link in the description box that, when clicked, allows you to preview the first chunk of it for free, including the table of contents. You'll see it is in chakra chapters primarily. There are chakras in this read. First 3 cards down are all about the chakras, so you may find it helpful. But the original version of Words of Grace, which we had to edit down severely to make it all fit on Kindle, as well as the only place to find spell ingredients from a professional witch is over on patreon.com in our digital shop. I love patreon.com. Our digital shop has those ebooks as well as audios and videos. The audios are like prayers and meditations. The videos are classes and workshops. The audios and videos have free previews, so you can even check them out without even being a subscriber. Some of my subscribers get those ebooks, audios, and videos as part of their subscription package, but the majority of my subscribers get 3 benefits in common: a daily check-in. I send them an unlisted YouTube live stream link pretty much every single morning, chatting about the day's astrological weather, the magical applications, the spiritual implications of said astrological weather, always ending with a little prayer, a little blessing, a little something to send us on our way. Wisest way for me to start the day, considering what I do for a living 24/7, 365. They also get all the extended readings, the part 2s to the part 1s here on YouTube. All of my extended readings are timeless and relationship stuff based, as well as they get a significant discount when they book me for a private session. We will talk about that at the end of the video if you want more info. And I love telling people about it because it transformed my entire career. I am a Virgo, that's sort of important to us. So you can follow us for free, putting out more and more content for the free followers, though my subscribers get to see it too, as well as you can 7-day free trial us in our first 2 levels of subscription called Seeker and Human. Stay for the week, jump out the last day, but if you want the discount, just stay for a month and book me in that month. And I love it. There's a link, there's even a video down there explaining all the changes that have come to Patreon for Drawing the Circle, so click the link, check it out. And if you want, come Patreon on Patreon, because I'm the Archangel of Lions, Mark-Angela Lyons, but you can just call me Mal. Hey, my crab cakes, my Cancerians, my moon children. My mom is a Cancerian sun sign, and she named me, so Mark-Angela Lyons. It's a quite a heavy name to have, but I think I'm balancing it well. So let's get down to business. We'll do some explanation for the new Cancerians and cross-watchers, and then we will jump into the divination. Feel free to jump ahead if you have heard it all before. Welcome if you are new to my channel and my work. I've been reading tarot since I'm 12 years old. I'm 55. Yeah, I know I don't look at things. A little rapid wrinkle repair and some prayers and spell work actually do work if you know how to work them. So what we are doing here is a shadow read, right? The letting go, the releasing, the transforming, the shadow work, call it what you like. And we're doing that with 6 cards, 1 card from 6 different decks. We're going to start off, these first 3 decks are about the chakras. Caroline Mace archetype cards for what's going on in the 8th chakra. The 8th chakra is above your head, and it sends down the codes to all of the other chakras beneath it, shifting what we attract and what we repel electromagnetically, known and unknown to us. So we have the opportunity to no longer delay what cannot be prevented. That's why we keep reincarnating, right? It's like, I should have cleared that up in that life. All right, one more time. Just like a video game. You don't complete the quest. You want to go back and, figure it out, make it happen. So we'll get one of those. We will get one card for the heart, throat, third eye, crown, the internal feminine energy with the Daughters of the Moon Tarot. I've been reading this deck longer than any other deck professionally. The lower three chakras, the masculine yang dynamic, you looking at yourself from the outside, and or you looking from the inside out at people, places, and things, relationships in the physical world. Sometimes there is mirroring there, and cross-watchers are often featured there, although the reading could be for the cross-watcher in relationship to the crab cake they're watching for. Them chakras on the table, we will get a whisper of Lord Ganesh. From the Whispers of Lord Ganesh by Angela Hartfield. Ganesh is the elephant-headed Hindu god of success, prosperity, and remover of obstacles. We'll talk about those obstacles when we start laying the cards down. We will then get one Divine Animals Oracle by Stacy DeMarco, because there's nothing like having your spirit animals and totems assist you, because they're always with us. We'll get one of those, and then our last card down, we will get a Matt Kahn Healing Mantra. Now, technically, the Caroline Mace deck and the Healing Mantra deck by Matt Kahn are not divination, they are healing systems, but I find them particularly helpful in my own personal life, so I know a lot of my clients have benefited from that too. So, let's get up in this gig, shall we? Both feet on the floor if you can. I just learned that when you sit, if your knees are lower than your hips, your back is much straighter, right? And a lot of couches and sofas and chairs aren't made that way, right? So you slouch, right? So I'm going to keep both of my feet on the floor, and I'm going to focus on my breath, because the shift from all this explanation, which I am glad to do for the new people, to the divination which I am born to do in this lifetime, obviously that shift happens in the still point. So follow along if you like. Here we go. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. Pantheonic override. A place for everything, and everything in its place. Put all where it belongs in time and space, for the well-being of all, and with harm to none. As we will it, so let it be done. Beloved Pantheons of the Divine, one card in clarity, please. The dominant archetype in the 8th chakra for the Cancerian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs and their cross-watchers who are watching this video drawn to this reading, indicating the spiritual alchemy, the shadow work, the releasing, the letting go from shadow to light, from lead to gold, from pain to peace, so they shift from toxicity to health, from fear to love, and from illusion to truth for this timeless shadow read. Ooh, the lover archetype. Okay, now I know it sounds good. All archetypes are neutral, right? So as beautiful as they sound is as toxic as they are, and vice versa, right? So as horrible as an archetype may sound is as wonderful, because written on the card here is the shadow attribute and the light attribute. I call this lead and this gold, 3 atoms, metaphorically speaking, that have to be released from lead to alchemize it into gold. So there are 9 different families, groups of archetypes. This is the masculine family archetype, because this is about how we demonstrate love. So the shadow attribute, or the lead, obsessive passion that harms others, self-destructive devotion. Fatal attraction, right? If you're familiar, the gold you're shooting for here, great passion and devotion, unbridled appreciation of someone or something. Now, you can have an archetype, a reason, a season, or a lifetime, or you might be dealing with someone when we're talking a cross-watcher read, right? Reading can absolutely be about the cross-watcher, but in relationship to, in this case, the Cancerian. So we'll keep that in mind as we go, because love is the answer. But when it comes to romance, and we're not immediately saying this is a romantic read, conditional love is not love at all, right? It's like, I love you as long as you don't. right? And that doesn't mean we don't have boundaries. So we'll just keep that in mind as we go. This can be love of the divine, love of art, love of yourself, love of nature. It can manifest itself in many ways. So let's get the next 4 chakras down, because we're definitely looking at a heart chakra influence here at minimum. Please take a nice deep breath. Ooh, feet on the floor. Still point. My goddesses override. Place for everything. Everything in its place. Put all where it belongs in time and space. For the well-being of all. And with harm to none, as we will it. So let it be done. My beloved goddesses, 1 card in clarity, heart, third eye crown dynamic for the Cancerians and the cross watchers. What do they need to be aware of? Internal feminine energy, heart, third eye crown, creative intuition dynamic to alchemize the lover in this shadow read. Good. 3 of Pentacles, a clay woman takes dirt, sorts out the dirt from the sand, gets the clay, molds it into something. And this is its mutable earth element here, because it has not quite yet been put into the kiln or the oven to become pottery. So this is my favorite minor arcana card in this deck, mutable earth. I'm a Virgo. So it is that thing of a nice solid foundation, right? It's like, so you got the clay, it's all prepared, and you're sculpting it. You can still make changes, but once it goes into the fire, obviously it becomes something permanently affixed. Now, earth on the inside is not about your biological organs, but it's about the wisdom that you have gained. So in whatever love relationships you're in, and remember, that could be family, that could be friends, it could be anything, right? A love of Japanese cuisine, right? Knock yourself out. So you've already got some wisdom there, but you're kind of playing with it. You're like, oh, that kind of stuff. So nothing really affixed there. And of course, we go to the 4 of Pentacles next, which 4s, numerologically, 3s are like a solid foundation, like a tripod. 4s are more about rest, just numerologically. So let's look at the lower 3 chakras. Again, looking at yourself from the outside, maybe you from the inside looking out at people, places, and things as well, because, you know, mirroring is a thing. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. My gods override. A place for everything and everything in its place. Put all where it belongs in time and space for the well-being of all and with harm to none. As we will it, so let it be done. My beloved gods, 1 card in clarity, lower 3 chakra dynamic for the Cancerian collective and their cross watchers. What do they need to be aware of? Outside in, inside out, masculine yang dynamic, lower 3 chakras to alchemize the lover in the 8th with 3 of Pentacles on the inner for this timeless shadow read. Ooh, we got a court card. Now, this is the Sagittarius card of the Knight of Wands, mutable fire. Now, the way I read, unless it's a one-on-one client where we can kind of go into it, the general read for YouTube, I don't necessarily say immediately that that's somebody with a Sagittarius sun sign. A lot of people don't know their moon, their rising, and their Venus. So this could be you. Yes, certainly if you have any planets in Sagittarius or are dealing with somebody with some kind of Sagittarius vibe, regardless of natal chart stuff, we are looking at mutable fire. The knights in the tarot move at different speeds. Very easy to see in Rider-Waite tarot, right? So the Knight of Wands, Sagittarius, mutable fire, canters. It's slower than a gallop, but faster than a trot. So this is usually a card, mutable fire, of lots of choices and desires, lots of willpower to be taken, and lots of, choices, usually more choices than life-changing decisions. And my new little kitten is a Sagittarius, so, you might hear him meow through the door. He's fine. His 2 older brothers are keeping an eye on him right now. Oh, and I'm going to pop up a picture of the kitten at the end if you want to wait for that. He's so freaking cute. I love him. So, let's look at ninth house dynamic, right? Sagittarius, ninth house. It's ruled by Jupiter, the planet of expansion, essentially Zeus, right? Zeus, Jupiter. So this is about expansion. Ninth house is about spirituality, seeing the larger picture of things, but also Sagittarius is all about freedom, right? Here we have Bellerophon, however you want to see that, after he has slain the Chimera, right? So, this is often called the player card here on YouTube, as I have noticed it, and certainly with the lover. As long as you're being authentic, as long as anybody's being authentic and truthful about playing the field, I don't have a problem with that, right? Somebody just asked me today, we've been chatting here, chatting there, we haven't met face to face. It's like, well, are you looking for a boyfriend? I'm like, I just moved into my new home. I'm reestablishing my company up here in Saratoga Springs. I just moved from Long Island back a couple of months ago. So I'm like, am I playing the field? I'm really, really busy, but I'm waiting to see what unfolds. So I think as long as people are open and honest about that, then you can have a friendship. Sagittarians are very gregarious. They're very, very friendly, right? They're good friends. I have a lot of good friends as Sagittarians, but I will also say they're usually at a distance because they're very busy, right? And very social usually. And that's, Sagittarius, sun sign, moon, rising, being all that other stuff can be figured in. So whether this is you from the outside looking in or you from the inside looking out, again, there could be mirroring here. There could be a lot of choices here. And is this immediately romantic? I think just saying Knight of Wands as the player card really changes it in that, but that might be your situation. So let's see what else hits the table. We're halfway through. The three obstacles, the three atoms between lead and gold here is why we turn to Lord Ganesh. This oracle is wonderful. It helps me and my clients on the regular. So let's see what he's got to say about this. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. Ganesh override. A place for everything and everything in its place. Put all where it belongs in time and space for the well-being of all and with harm to none. As we will it, so let it be done. Beloved Lord Ganesh, one card in clarity for the Cancerian Collective and their cross-watchers. What is your guidance, your grace, your loving, wise oracle message to help them remove those three obstacles, alchemizing their shadow to light, their lead to gold, their pain to peace, shifting from toxicity to health and fear to love with the lover in the eighth? And from illusion to truth. Clay woman on the inner, which is very stable and mutable. And then we got mutable fire with the Knight of Wands, Sagittarius vibe. So what you got for them for this timeless read? Nurture. This is little baby Ganesh with his mother Parvati. This is wonderful. This can be a bit about the inner child as well, because regardless of our chronological age, that child exists within us and it doesn't forget a damn thing, like at all. So we all need to check in with that child because there's a certain frequency of love that only we can give the child in our own hearts. So focus on creating a calm and balanced life for yourself. Calm and balanced with the lover, again, with that Three of Pentacles on the inner, but it might be something new and exciting coming in with that Sag. Ganesha asks you to maintain a compassionate, nurturing, realistic, and down-to-earth attitude when it comes to collaborating with others and your present conditions. You can benefit from being more resourceful and practical. This is a time of slowing down and biding your time and resources. I just had this conversation with a client yesterday. A new romance has entered her life. She's Capricorn, guy's an Aries, right? And, you know, they're both goats, but, you know, one wants to rush ahead and the other one's a little not ready, wants to slow and steady, wins the race, the Capricorn, right? This is a time of slowing down and biding your time and resources. Deal with any issues as they arise and brainstorm practical and easy solutions that will fix the problem with minimal drama. Sounds like the Three of Pentacles on the inner from the wisdom you've already gained. Be careful of giving too much without regard for your own needs. Lover archetype, self-destructive devotion. If you have been feeling exhausted or have been prone to illness, you are invited to stop doing so much for others and do more for you at this time, because no one else can do the shadow work for you. Oh, we can do it with you, but we can't do it for you. Do not seek empowerment by doing for others from a place of needing acknowledgement. Empower yourself by nurturing yourself, and then from a healthy place help others. Now, it just popped into my head. Cancerians are the mothers of the zodiac. Capricorns are the fathers of the zodiac. The moon and Capricorn planetarily, right? Mother and father. So maybe you are more in a nurturing, mothering role here, but it is saying learn how to mother yourself, truly, right? Because eventually there are just certain things we can only do for ourselves. My guide said there is a specific frequency of love, like a radio station, that only you can broadcast for yourself. That's why you can be in a room full of people who adore you, and you may not feel it, right? It may not matter, because only you can give yourself that frequency. Learn to nurture and create occasions for others to grow by offering a safe, accommodating energy. This energy is the energy of the heart chakra. As your life becomes comes more into alignment with your soul purpose, you bring this nurturing and unconditional love beyond your immediate surroundings and out into the world. That sounds pretty good, because there we go. It really speaks of that lover, that altruistic. Now, unconditional love doesn't mean love without boundaries. I mean, absolutely. You know, I love you, I love you, I love you. You know, it can be a little out of balance. So this is about nurturing yourself first, right? Make sure that this foundation of wisdom, and I would say in the heart chakra, is a good place to start. But there's so much creativity that you can do with that in creating a safe space and holding space for others, particularly if you are the cross-watcher and you're dealing with a Cancerian who's going through something. I mean, I'm not seeing tragedy here, but I will say the lover is a very, very tricky archetype. Mine comes in seasons. Although I have to say, I love the divine, I love my work. Love is the answer. But certainly once another person comes into it, then you're dealing with human personalities and egos. Yeah. So let's ask the totemic pantheon who's here to help you on this shadow work journey. Please take a nice deep breath. Stop point. Totemic override. A place for everything in its place. Put all where it belongs in time and space for the well-being of all, and with harm to none, as we will it. So let it be done. Beloved spirit animals and totems, who walks with them, who swims with them, who flies with them, who crawls with them, the Cancerian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs and their cross-watchers, who's helping them, giving them the support, the protection, the guidance, the grace, the love, the wisdom, the power to alchemize the lover in the eighth, Three of Pentacles on the inner, Knight of Wands on the outer, removing obstacles with nurturing for this shadow read. Ooh, the peacock Lakshmi, prosperity. So, you know, prosperity is not just about money. It's a good chunk of it. But when, you know, live long and prosper. Nanu, nanu. It'll piss off like so many people. I know, it's not the same story. Mork from Orc. Card number 39. And here we have Lakshmi. So we're getting quite a number of Hindu goddesses here. So, card number 39. Oh, these kids and their fancy fonts. Is it a 3? Is it a 5? Do I need a microscope to find out? And I'm just reading the first part of this. I used to read more when I do these readings, but I think these readings are kind of long enough as is. One more, peacock. Keyword, prosperity. Prosperity is coming to you. A flow of abundance is on its way. Expect a new income stream. Clear the energy in your home or office. Do not be afraid of success. You can rise from difficult circumstances. Now, let's go back here to Clay Woman. So, Heart, Third Eye Crown is what's called, when they're working in tandem, creative intuition. So this could, and a whole other taking this out of relationships, this could be cardinal water, creative water, Cancerians, really wanting to create more prosperity in their life in more ways than just financial. But the peacock, you have to admit, shows off its stuff, right? Absolutely. And peacock feathers have been used for like healing and purification purposes for thousands and thousands of years. So there is a thing here about kind of clearing space for yourself for a shadow read, nurturing yourself, making time for yourself. And again, there are usually relationships involved. If this is work, career, vocation oriented, I also do timeless work, career, vocation reads. If you want to go look at the back catalog, they're in there. But remember, prosperity is not just about money, because you can have all the money in the world, but if you don't have the health, if you don't have the time, if you don't have the healthy relationships, they're all part of the same journey, like a hero's journey, right? There's going to be challenges along the way. But with this Sagittarius energy, this Knight of Wands, this could be very much about spiritual inspiration or bringing a expanded point of view, spiritual or otherwise, into the physical world in order to bring more prosperity into your life. And a prosperity of friends is, I think, much more helpful than money or lovers alone. Just saying, personal experience. Well, I am a Virgo. Virgo power, cross your legs. Last card down. Matt Kahn healing mantra, little something something to help you through. These really work if you work them. I love this deck. That's why they're in, I think, every reading that I do here on YouTube, and I never go to a client without this deck on me. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. Ascended Master Override. A place for everything and everything in its place. Put all where it belongs in time and space. For the well-being of all and with harm to none. As we will it, so let it be done. Beloved Ascended Masters, what is the perfect and precise healing mantra to help the Cancerian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs and their cross-watchers alchemize their shadow to light, their lead to gold, their pain to peace, shifting from toxicity to health, from fear to love, and illusion to truth? With the lover in the 8th chakra, heart, their 3rd eye crown, 3 of Pentacles, Clay Woman, a Knight of Wands, solar plexus, sacrum, and root, removing obstacles by nurturing themselves and creating nurturing, compassionate space for others, with this overall vibe of prosperity in many ways, shapes, and forms. What's the perfect healing mantra to do just that for this timeless shadow read? Grounding my energy. It is safe to be in my body. So the thing about being safe, feeling safe in your body, is the only way you can really sense that is to be here and now. Grounded, right? The past and the future are essentially illusions because you have to imagine them, right? Memory is mostly imagination, and who remembers things precisely every single time of everything that's ever happened? Nobody does that, right? And apprehension of the future, the mind will drive you nuts with that stuff. There's an infinite number of quantum timelines, and shadow work helps you shift to a more golden rather than leaded timeline, healthier rather than toxic, etc., etc. So, this is a good one. And with that 3 of Pentacles and Earth card on the table, that feels like there's a way of you're really feeling safe in your own body, and that is nurturing in and of itself. And you know, What's a mama energy going to do for a baby, Ganesh or otherwise, right? It's okay, honey. You're safe. You protect your children. Hopefully. Cancerians usually do. But certainly then also to protect that innocence within yourself and nurture that innocence into something, I would think, very, very powerful and creative. So E, F, G. I was raised by a nursery school teacher, so I'm very good with the alphabet song. I just learned maybe 10 years ago that it's the same tune as Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. I almost fell off the couch, grounding my energy. I know you're humming it in your head now, aren't you? It is safe to be in my body. When your energy is grounded, you're no longer wrestling with the pain of the past or chasing after potential future outcomes. There we go. You dare to demonstrate your very best attributes and qualities, no matter how you are perceived or received by others. Oh, let's stick a pin in this. So, there's this drive to make money in the world. Absolutely understood. But if you're worried about how it's going to be received, then you are not going to bring your authenticity to the table, right? Your creativity, yes, and, market factors and things like that, I get it. So that's why I'm monetized on Facebook and not YouTube, right? Because YouTube's got, the algorithms and all that stuff. But on Facebook, I have a huge community of friends, and so they get me. And if they don't get me, they're not going to follow me, right? So I'm also 55 years old, as I said. So, I'm kind of over that trying to fit in, although I never really fit in. So, to feel safe in your own body allows your nervous system to function in a way where you can bring your inspiration, your creativity into physical form with less stress, but of course nurturing would be part of this. With your energy grounded, your mind can relax and your body becomes a more enjoyable environment to inhabit. This mantra is ideal for replacing compulsive thoughts, past or future, releasing addictive behavior, what we try and do to calm down the mind or distract ourselves, and finding stability. So it feels like you have a stable foundation, but something to be built upon here. It feels like that's the dominant card for this spread, this 6-card draw, and it does make sense. So, if you are new to my work here on YouTube, I always end with something that we call a blessimation. It's a word we came up with on Patreon, and it really stuck in my third eye, so to speak. I never know what's going to come out of my mouth when I do this stuff anyway, but this is really where the divine, I don't like the word channel, but it is what it is. So, one more time for this reading. Please take a nice deep breath. Then we'll talk about other stuff if you want to hang out for it. Still point. Pantheonic override. May we end as we began. As I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine. On behalf of the Cancerian collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs and their cross-watchers watching this video and drawn to this reading, may they be blessed with all that they need to alchemize their shadow to light, their lead to gold, their pain to peace, shifting from toxicity to health, fear to love, and illusion to truth by grounding their energy because it is safe to be in their body to help them manifest the prosperity of the peacock in a way that shows off their unique plumage, as it were, because they're feeling safe to do so. So there is confidence and an ability to put forth their best attributes, whether people get it or not. And certainly removing obstacles with nurturing themselves and creating a nurturing space for others, which Cancerians are good at. And cross-watchers, we can learn a lot from Cancerians in that way, because there is something cantering in going on here, whether it is the Cancer following their mutable fire, their many desires, the things that they want to do on their hero's journey forward, or dealing with someone who has come in here with that Sagittarius 9th house spirituality and expansion vibe, but they've got the solid foundation. Pantheons of the divine help them recognize and embrace that as they mold the clay and the creativity in their heart, their third eye crown, so that they can alchemize the lever with great passion and devotion embracing their unbridled appreciation of someone or something, and maybe even themselves, and maybe even their paths, and maybe even what they bring to the world creatively, for happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser lives, in happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser ways, for a happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser world in a more golden, loving timeline, for the well-being of all, and with harm to none, as we will it. So let it be done. So it be. So it is. That was good. I mean, you got to admit, for a shadow read, that's not harsh, right? And if anything, slow it down, right? You hear it in the nurture. Slow it down, right? Parvati saying, oh, little baby Ganesh, it's okay. It's okay. You can rip down trees with your trunk tomorrow. You need to rest, right? So there is definitely a sort of mother love vibe here in Cancerians. That's you. And if you are the cross watcher, allow it to be reciprocal when it's time for it to be reciprocal. If you found the reading helpful, please hit the like button. It helps other Cancerians and cross-watchers find the reading. If you want more of me here on YouTube, subscribe, because I'm not stopping. I have way too much fun with all of this stuff, and you're more than welcome to do so. Hit the notification bell and all of that stuff. But if you want the deeper dive, the behind-the-scenes stuff, as well as lots of new kitten stuff before everybody else sees it, come Patreon on Patreon. Click the link. We're having so much fun there. I mean, I've been doing it. It'll be like, I think 3 or 4 years pretty soon. I love it so much. It was the best career move I ever made. It not just brought me the financial prosperity, it gave me people who generally and genuinely want what I have to serve. And as a Virgo, that is gold. So, my subscribers get the daily check-ins. I love doing them. They get the extended readings. There are tons of them. And they get the significant discount when they book me for a private session. We'll talk about that in a minute or so. You can follow us for free. You can 7-day free trial. You can shop in the store. It's all digital content. You can look at it on your device. It's really easy to do. And Patreon is wonderful, and I highly recommend it to anyone who may be in a place in their life of putting their creativity out into the world. And there's lots of creativity and flexibility there. So if you feel so drawn, if you feel so called, click the link, check it out, and come Patreon on Patreon. Because I'm the Archangel of Lions, Markangelo Lyons. But you could just call me Mal. And if you would like to book me for a private session, whether it is a spiritual counseling, a reading, or both, what I call a half and half, there is a video in the description box that I made last year for the 25th anniversary of my company during the Circle Productions, and I have to remake it because I was living on Long Island and things have changed. But that video is called Booking Private Sessions with Mal until I make a new one that really has all the basic information. But now I'm doing readings at the Magic Moon in Saratoga Springs. I have slots open 3 days a week. You call them directly, right? So I got to put that in the new video. I am also in the process of putting together my office downstairs where I can see clients here, but I get to know the people before they come to my house, right? So, meet me at the Magic Moon, or we'll chat first, and then I'll invite you over, give you the GPS and all of that to my HOMA. But the majority of the work that I do in private sessions is a Zoom recording where I send the client a link. They jump into the conversation. We record the whole thing. At the end of the session, I send them the link. They download it to their devices. They tell me they downloaded it, and then I delete it from the cloud. Because as I say in that video, that confidentiality is key. I took vows of confidentiality a long time ago, and I made blood vows to my gods, my archangels, and my masters, so they could snatch away my skills if I break that, and that's not going to happen. That's self-preservation, darlings. And the most important thing that I say in that reading is that I've never turned anybody away because of lack of finances. I never have. Where there's a witch, there's a way. I'm a witch. I'm a really good one, meaning that I'm really good at it. So we'll make a way. We always do. So don't hesitate. And remember, if you want the discount, just stay for at least a month, right? As in any level of the subscription, jump out, the last day if you like, as a seeker or a hero if you're going to 7-day free trial. And glad to help, glad to serve, and I'm always ready to read a Cancerian. So, I said something about a kitten. Yes, his name is Samuel. He is my Sebastian Reed catnated for sure. He went from being a Cancerian to a Sagittarian. Interestingly enough, I noticed that when that hit the table. He's itty bitty teeny tiny, and he looks like this. That's him and me. The witch that brought him into this world, drove him up here from Long Island. I mean, he found one of my witch class students and reincarnated there and is now in my life. And certainly, if you want to see more, really go look what's going on Facebook. There's all of my links are in the description box. And by the way, there's lots of links in the description box, a specific category down there for shadow work. And it's not all my stuff. Like, there's a lot of good info there. So I love Cancerians. Like I said, my mom's a Cancerian, and I could see my mom in this in some way, shapes, and forms. So she doesn't watch my stuff because I'm her youngest. You know how it is. I'm the one that has purple hair and runs wild. Yeah, I am their emotional support child. I'm thinking of getting a little vest that says so. By all means, it is my honor, my pleasure, and my heart's desire to serve. So thank you so much for watching. Wishing you all the very best and the very blessed of this shadow work. Remember, as one of us heals, all of us heal, because that's quantum unity. So you got this. You can do it. Hang in there. Heal. Hail. Farewell. And blessed, blessed be.